So you've written about Harold and you've written about Arthur. You're currently writing a series of pirate-based adventures that are slightly fantasy and not straight historical fiction. So what made you change?
The nicest thing about my pirate series is that my character stays alive at the end of the book. That's really good. It was really, I just wanted to do something that was a little bit different and that was fun. As much as I enjoy doing the series historical fictions, I wanted to just do a little bit more low key.
Yeah.
Literally a bit of fun. Fun to read and fun to write. And as I say, to have a character that stayed alive for quite a while. I actually didn't realise I was going to write a series. I was just planning to write just the one book, but I loved it so much that I'm in the middle of writing the fourth one now. I've got plans for at least 6.
Wow. Possibly
10.
Wow.
But that depends on, let's see how the series goes.
So you've got one called Sea Witch. How did you get the idea for Sea Witch?
I wrote it around the time Pirates of the Caribbean 1 had been out for a few months. Everybody loved Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, or Johnny
me included. As you can see from my room. It was really, I got interested because I'd started looking at, I enjoyed the movie, gained good fun, but I got interested also in the historical side of pirates. You know, how much of this is true?
So you went back to your old ways.
So I
then.
went back to the research, and the more I was researching, it was, oh God, this is really interesting. When you look into all that happened in a very short period of time, about 1690 to about 1725. That was the golden age of piracy. So I'd done the research just out of interest, and that was actually while we were on holiday down in Dorset. And the more I was searching, I thought, I could write this as a novel. Also found at that time there was no pirate fantasy novels around. There's a lot of nautical books, Patrick O'Brien's, Jack Aubrey books, James Nelson's books, Alexander Kent, all those. But that's all Royal Navy. There was nothing pirate and fantasy. And that's what had been the attraction with the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, apart from Jack Sparrow, is that little element of fantasy in it that made it sort of believable. And I thought, well, if I can write a novel that just fits that little gap, a pirate fix, basically, for us adults. I had no intention of writing it for children. It was for, I suppose, primarily women my age who ought to know better. We wanted just that little bit of escapism.
Yeah.
I wanted to read the book, and there wasn't anything, so I thought, okay, well, I'll write it myself then. I went for a walk on the beach on our last day of our holiday, and I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. And the plot just started coming as I was walking along the beach.
Yeah.
I thought, I can have a white witch. And her name just came to me, Tila Oldstaff, which is an anagram of all that is good.
Oh.
And I walked on a little bit more, and I thought there was a actual period of history when 11 Spanish ships went down off the coast of Florida, fully laden with treasure. What happened is everybody swarmed to the area to try and salvage what they could. But one particular pirate, whose name was Henry Jennings, and this is all true, I didn't make any of this up, he waited for the Spanish to collect the treasure and put it in the warehouse, and then went in and calmly removed everything from the warehouse. And I sort of thought, that's good. What if there was actually another pirate there?
Yeah.
My pirate. That could make a basis of a good story. So I walked on, and all the plot could come in, this could happen, this can happen. And I sat on the rock. Now, bear in mind, this is England, Dorset, in October. The English Channel was somewhat grey, but I sat there and imagined the blue Caribbean. It proves I've got a good imagination, doesn't it? So I had my plot, I had most of my characters, but I didn't have my pirate. And while I was sitting there, and I swear this is true, I looked up and there he was a few yards down the beach. I just saw him as clear as I'm looking at you. Stood there with his long coat, his three-corner hat, and he had a gold acorn earring, and he touched his earring, and he looked at me, touched his cap, nodded, and I said, "Hello, Jezemiah Acorn."
Wow.
And that's how he appeared. Okay, yes, I probably imagined it, but he did look as real in my imagination as you did. And that's it. Came home, started writing. I wrote solidly for 3 months.
Wow.
Including over Christmas. I did stop on Christmas Day. I thought that was only fair for my family. But Boxing Day, I just had to get back to writing the story. It literally wrote itself.
That's brilliant.
And I've gone on from there. So Sea Witch is the Voyage 1. Pirate Code is Voyage 2. Bring It Close, Voyage 3. Bring It Close is also about Blackbeard.
Right.
Who was not a very nice character. But I slotted my pirate into the historical elements of, well, all these 3 stories, but in particular Blackbeard. So all the historical bits are fact, but I've just slid this little bit of fantasy with the White Witch and a little bit of, I wouldn't say necessarily magic. It's not Harry Potter type. It's more the believable fantasy side.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could actually happen. A bit of a stretch of the imagination. And it's all the exploits, and my Jezemiah gets all mixed up with things that he'd rather not. He gets involved in spying and coerced into doing this, that and the other. I sort of describe it as my series is a cross between Indiana Jones, James Bond and Bernard Cornwell's Sharp series. So roll all those together and that's the Sea Witch stories for you.
Fantastic.